Today, we're going to make a shopping street in The Sims 4. So let's start, shall we? We freaking shall. And here is the beautiful and random lot that I've chosen today. It's a nice and random lot. And you know what? For this shopping street, I want this shopping street to be its own little world. And how do we make our own little world? Oh, with a flat square, also called the foundation. And I am just gonna go ahead and make a square, sort of maybe like so, raise it up a little bit, maybe not that much, but a sort of like so. And now we got our base for our shopping street. And I don't want this shopping street to be like a straight on line on one floor. No. I want this to be a square shopping street with lots of different floors and a lot of shenanigans. And how do we do that? I don't really know, to be quite honest. Maybe if we go something like so as a start, and then I want a staircase to go up to the second floor. And by the way, I have no idea if any of this is making any sense right now, but I have a picture in my head that I need to make a reality. So the staircase can be like that, and then we need a third floor. I could go something like so, and then we can also maybe have a build over here as well. And then on the third floor, we're gonna have some other builds. Maybe, yeah, like that. I don't know. I mean, yeah, sure. It can be something like so. We got a lot of different shapes. Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do with this? I am so overwhelmed now. Okay, you know what? First of all, I'm gonna change out the staircase because that is the easiest thing to do right now. I'm gonna change it to a random one. Maybe, you know what? I like that staircase. We can have that staircase. Boom, bam, shamalam. Oh, and now we gotta continue on with the build. The real deal of the build. Oh my gosh. We gotta make them stores. And how are we gonna divide up the stores? Interesting. Okay, so maybe just by the top of my head, we can maybe divide this into two. So we can have a small little shop over here, then a little big one over there. And on this little space, that can be a bathroom of some sort. And then we can have a shop over here. And then on this floor, maybe we can divide them up into like so. And then we got another shop over there. That's great. Ooh, we got some more shops over here. How are we gonna get into this part? I don't know. Interesting. But okay, we got a shop over there, shop over there. Then we can open up this part, and that can be a shop. My buy. How are we gonna get to this part though? I have to think about that. I don't know. I just don't know. How are we gonna get to this part? How on earth are we gonna get to that store? I don't know. Maybe, you know what? Maybe this store could be a 2-floor store. Because that sometimes happens. It does. I think that was somewhat sort of a plan. Alright, so just a little overview of our build so far. Here is the layout on the first floor. We got shop number 1, shop number 2, shop number 3. Don't know what I'm gonna do over here. I have to think about that. Those are question mark rooms. And then on the second floor of our build, we got shop number 4, shop number 5, shop number 6 with its own little part over here. And then this space over here is connected to shop number 7. That is also on top over there. And then we got a bathroom, shop number 8, and shop number 9. Yeah, wow. I hope you're not confused because I'm kind of confused. Yes. But anyways, next up, I'm gonna put up some doors and windows. And what door do I want? I want a good old shop door. So what about get to work? Ooh, there's some good old shop doors. Maybe we can use this one in white for now. So you need a door, you need a door, you need a door. You also need a door, but you need a bathroom door. So I'm gonna come back to you. And let's see, you need a door.
You do not need a door. You need a door. You need a door. You need a door, and you.
Now, I don't know what's going on over here, but I will figure that out. But alright, I'm also gonna put in the bathroom door. And I think that this shop over here is gonna get a bigger door. Oh, so what about this one? I mean, that's a bigger door. There you go. Perfect. And then to divide up these shops even more, I'm gonna give them some wallpaper, of course. But they're all gonna get their own wallpaper color. Because I'm feeling super nice today. So, what are we gonna do? Oh, maybe I want some of this. I like the rough and tumble vibe. We can get the blue one maybe. Then we can have some pink over here. Maybe some red. Put in some green. How about that? Some yellow. Little bit of orange. Maybe another pink. You can get that color. So many colors today. Ooh, but then for the build that is not really a part of any of the stores. What are we gonna do about that? Maybe we can put up some of this. Because that is different from the other thingy tags we put up. Sure, I mean, that can work. That can definitely work. Yeah. Ooh, but then we have the roof part. What type of roof are we gonna have for this whole build? What will look best? I mean, that is looking kind of weird. Not the vibe that I wanted. What about this one? No, that's also gonna be weird. We could do like an asymmetrical roof. No, still looks weird. No. Oh, what are we gonna do about the roof? Think. What does the other roofs have? You have that sort of style. Okay, you know what? We're gonna go with the same style. We're gonna use some half walls for this. Oh, and you know what? What if in the middle... Oh, yes! What if in the middle, the short walls are taller? Because that is where we're gonna have a sign. The shop sign. You know what? That was a good idea by me. I'm so smart today. You know what? That could look good. If you have a sign over there, maybe a little awning. Could look good. See, when the heat is gone, Nora can actually actually start thinking again. Because the heat is gone. In Norway, at least. But anyways, I think that this place starting to looking nice. I've also put up some columns for the deviation of the shops and also tried with some windows. And you know what? For the freezes, we could go with this one, but I was also thinking about that one. And I don't know what would look best. I have to see. I'm gonna leave it like that for now so I can let it marinate in my mind. And let's see where we go from there. And is that a cow plant in the background there? Oh, okay. Anyways, I'm also gonna put up some sidewalk slabs. It looks kind of weird that the platform just ends right here. So for now, just gonna put up a sidewalk around our build. And let's see where we go from there. Oop, maybe also change the foundation. Something cooler. That was very cool. Very, very cool. Alright, you know what? Exterior, kind of half done. Not at all though, because we still need to put up all the details, the signs, the outside parts. But I'm gonna do that in the end, or as I go. Just because I need to feel out the vibes, the aura and the atmosphere of this build. But what I do know that we're gonna do now is that we're gonna finally begin with these shops on the inside. And I am gonna start right here with the dark and moody bricks. And I put up the moody bricks because I want this shop front to be a psychic. Not the shop itself, but the business in it. Hope that made sense. And I want the vibe for the psychic place to be this. You know, just an old rundown shop that you see randomly on the street with the neon signs and they give you questionable advice. They're trying to sell you stuff. That's kind of what I want. So first up, we gotta put up a shop sign. And it's gotta be a neon sign. Ooh, what would be fitting? Maybe this one? That is such a basic sign. We're gonna have that. Do we have anything else? Oh, we have this one. That is one heck of a psychic sign. Okay, we're gonna have something like so. Yeah. And then, of course, inside of our shop, we, of course, need the seance table. And I'm gonna make sure that this is actually functional. So I'm gonna take off my move objects. And let's see. Okay, it can't be there, but it can be there. That's okay. That's fine by me. And then for the wallpaper on the flooring, I want to use the Crystal Creation wallpaper. This one. Come on. That fits perfectly for the psychic. And then, oh my gosh, I'm gonna take out the light and then I'm instead gonna give them the bulb light. And I'm gonna make that purple. Oh, yes. That is stunning. That is beautiful. With maybe also this marking underneath there. And then I can also, of course, give them tarot cards. They need that. And then I do also think that they should be selling something. Because these people, they're always trying to sell something. By the way, I haven't mentioned it, but this lot type is a small business venue. Because I'm making small businesses everywhere I go. Alright, what can we use to sell stuff? Maybe this one? And where can that be? If I just turn off my move objects again, where can that be? It can be in the corner, but we can't have anything over here. Not over there. We can have something over there and over there. Alright, sure then. I'm gonna place down this one. That works. Then I'm also gonna plank down that one. Boom, bam, shamalam. It's a small business now. And then on those pedestals, what could we be selling? Maybe something from Enchanted by Nature. Oh yeah! We're gonna sell the Freezer Bunny foot for good luck. And then maybe we can sell the horn as well. And then over here, we can also sell another bunny foot. And maybe some small creative bones. And a fairy urn. I don't know. I was kind of lacking for options. Ooh, and then, by the way, on the wall, we can put up some shelves. And on those shelves, they're displaying the potions that they're also trying to sell you. Because you do really need that celestial protection. And by the way, I'm so sorry if I have cheese in my teeth. And that is because I've just eaten cheese. And why I've just eaten cheese? Well, because it's good, but it's also because I have a 1.5 kilogram cheese block that is going out of date soon. So I really just have to eat small blocks of cheese throughout the whole day, because I'm not wasting that cheese block. Oh, no. But that's why. Anyways, and then we need a picture of something over here. Something real menacing and scary. And what could that be? What if we use some of this? You have a menacing character. Ooh, that one. That kind of has that occult vibe. Not that psychics are a cult, but they are in the same family. So we can have that one with, angel wings on its head. Perfect. That is their god. And then I'm also just gonna add in some more neon signs over here. They're promising love. And even more love. Or brokenheartedness. Something. A melting heart. That can't be good. Call your doctor. Oh, and by the way, we also have this one. The tarot tent. Oh, I wish we could squeeze that in there. But yeah, I want that in my belt. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna place it over here for now. And maybe I will figure out what I'm gonna do about that later on. Maybe it's just gonna be out there. They are at the end of the lot. Why not? Why not? Ooh, but then last last but not least, you know what this place needs? It needs lots and lots of grime on the walls. Cause yikes-yo, they got this place for cheap. Oh my goodness me. This place is so dirty. I need to show you. I've taken away all the wallpaper and flooring, and look how messy and dirty this place is. I love it. That was indeed a very, very good and dirty tarot shop. Psychic shop. That is not a shop. And it's looking good. And now we're gonna move over to this little build over here. And what are you going to be? What are you going to be? The color is red. What is red? A lobster. I'm not gonna make a lobster shop. The post service, the postman, postal office. We could make a post office. We could do that. I've never made a post office before. And I've never seen anybody else make a post office before. Maybe there's a good reason for that. Maybe today we're gonna find out. By the way, why am I choosing the business after the color of the build? I don't know, but that's how it is today. But all right, post office. We're gonna make a post office. And let's see. I have totally forgotten how a post office looks like. How does it look like? Well, we got this one that is apparently near me somewhere. But that is so boring. That was not what I was thinking about. What about like that? You can do something like so. So we got the desk over here and then lots of shelves of packages. Great, we're gonna do that. And by the way, that post office was at Majorstua. That is not near me at all. Why are you lying to me? But right, well then, our good old post office. So first of all, just gonna sketch some things out. And there's gonna be a teeny tiny squeeze of a post office. But you know what? That's okay. That's okay. So if we have the counters over here, and then we just need some shelves in the back for the mail. Maybe this one? That could maybe work. Customer comes in here, says something about mail, and then mail happens. Ooh, by the way, I want to put up some spandrels just to separate the public from the workers. So what if I just do this and then put up a good old spandrel? How about this one? I could do. That's a good chunk of a spandrel. Some random columns. I mean, yeah. Good separation from the public. And by the way, this is not going to be functional, but there's not much you can do with mail in The Sims. So, this is for looking only. And the right row. For this post office, we of course need stuff. Can't just have shelves. We need our mail. We need our post. So let's see. If I just search up box, do we have some good old cardboard boxes? We got this one. I mean, hopefully you're not delivering anything in that box. Oh, we got that one. That's a good shipping box. And we could just plonk that on to our first shelf over here. On all of the rows. Sort of like so. And then we do also have the debug packages, which if we size that up, it's not the best quality, but it is something that we do at least have. So I'm going to plop that on as well. Just like so. And what are we gonna have on the top shelf? Because I want some letters. Like I want some real mail. Like that one. That's kind of good. We can't just have that, can we? We could, do we have... Oh, we have this. We can put that up as well. And then what about some magazines? You get magazines in the mail. Some do at least. Not me. Because magazines are so expensive, I tell ya. And oh my goodness me. Maybe I made it a little bit too messy. But that is kind of true though. Those poor mailmen and women and the mail day, the mail them. Anyways, that is kind of true. It do be messy sometimes. They have lots to do, these peeps. They even put up a computer, a small business that you can't use. But you know what? Doesn't matter because we're gonna put up some postcards. And we could just hang them up on this wall because they are selling the postcards. Come and get your postcards, people. Do we have any stamps? No, that would have been too good, I guess. What are we gonna have on this wall and that wall? We don't have a lot of space. We do have some. Maybe we can put up a mailbox. Oh yes, because this is the place that you buy your mailbox. You can go and look at them, watch them, feel them, smell them, and we have a good selection of colors. What else do we have? I don't know. We have some paper. I'm trying to find some more mail, but I can't find it. I'm finding paper. We have some boxes. That could be mail. And a calendar. Oh, and we can also put up this map because the post people, they need to know where they're going. And also, please do not feed the post people. Do not feed them. Oh, by the way, here's some newspapers, but they're on the floor. Maybe one of them had a little accident. Maybe that's why. By the way, why am I making it into a messy, messy place? I don't know what happened here. Maybe the mail people are having a really bad time. They got so much mail that they need to deliver. And therefore, I'm going to put up this shush sign. Just please do not yell at the mail people. Do not yell at them. They're doing their very best. Okay, we got an envelope over here. Maybe we can have that on the counter because somebody has brought their mail in and they need to sort it before they put it in their beautiful stack over here. And also some cash because somebody has been bribing them. Oh, and then the Subi's bag because somebody thought that they were Uber Eats and they were not. And we can also plop in the seagull for no reason at all, really. Thought that fit in. And you know what? wasn't that a beautiful post office? They're having a horrible time. Okay, please do not yell at them. They're trying their best. They got too much mail. But you can buy some postcards, buy a mailbox, and one day you will get your mail. One day, but not the day. No. All right. That was the post office. Oh, the sign. Do we have a good sign for the post office? I don't know. I want it to be red. This one is red, but that's doesn't really work, does it? Actually, that kind of works. This is the eviction notice. They're being evicted soon because of the state that this place is in. But okay, I gotta find the sign. Red. Honestly, don't know. I found this one, and I can't really find anything better. I mean, that is red because of flames on it. Because they're on fire. Not because they're doing such a good job, by the way. That's not why they're on fire. They're on fire because it looks like this place has been on fire. All right, but good. That was a lovely post office, and now we're gonna move over to the toilet. And for the toilet, oh gee, Bali, not a lot of room for a toilet. But you know what we can do, I think, is if we put a door in here, in there, and then we plop down a toilet there, and a sink in the middle, we will now have 2 toilets and a sink. Very squeezed in, not that optimal, but it kind of works. Maybe we should also squeeze in a window. Yeah, we need a window for the ventilation. Then we can also have the prison mirror. Or speaking about prison mirror, we can also have the prison toilet, because I want it to be a very, very sad bathroom. Yes, with also some sad old walls, and a sad old flooring. Maybe a little scruff and tough, and some ants on the walls. And boom, bam, boom, isn't that a nice toilet room? Hey, yo, what a public bathroom. Oh, with also the public bathroom sign. How lovely. But okie dokie do, let's move over to this shop right here. And I'm not really sure what this shop is going to be yet. But what we got to figure out is where the staircase is going to be. Because this is going to be a 2-floor shop. And I think maybe the best choice is to have the staircase on the outside. So we don't take up a lot of space on the inside. I think that is the way to go. So I just need to put up a fence right here. Make a platform. Bop. And then if we just plop in the staircase right along here. That's good. That works. You can walk out here, walk down there, boom, bam, boom. With maybe also a railing, just for the safety. Yeah, okay. That can work, Good. But anyways, what is this shop going to be? It is green. Plant shop. Flower shop. We're gonna do a flower shop. Oh, that'd be so cute. And we're gonna go with some dark brown, with some dark green, like this. Oh, could be good. Could be something. And what are we gonna do about the layout? What we gonna do? Maybe the desk could be right here. And then we can have the flower arranging table back here. That's a good spot for it. And then we can also put up the cool display case right over there. And one over here. So I can keep the flowers fresh and cool. Oh, actually, you know what? We're not gonna have a display case over there. We can have some pedestals, some flowers, maybe. How about that? It'd be good. And what flowers are we going to be selling? I think maybe My Wedding Stories has some flowers that you can make. Oh yeah, like these ones. And I think they have some different shades. Yes, they do. Oh, you know what? We're going to be displaying them in our display case over here. All neat and nice and simple. That I'm not going to film that over again. No. It is what it is. I said what I said. And oh my gosh, some of my flowers ended up in the floor. I'm going to elevate you up. I don't know what happened. There we go. And one of them is missing. Oh, goodness me. All right. Okay. I'm going to fix that up later. I'm going to fix it all up. I'm going to take away the teeny tiny flowers. I'm going to fix it up. But this is sort of the draft of my beautiful flowers. With maybe a little sign. I don't know. Get your flowers, girl. Here they are, girl. Pick one. Leave me alone. And what more are we going to do for this wall? Maybe we can put up another sign over here. So like so. And how are we going to fancy that up? Maybe with some vines? You know what? We could do that. That's cool. That's very, very cool. With also some more little knicky-knacks. And what could that be? Some flowering books? Seed packets? I don't know. And then maybe in the window, we can put up our cactus dreams. I mean, this lady, she doesn't sell any cacti. But maybe in the future, she will be evolving. And that's always good. But alright, well, the first floor of our flower shop, it's on and popping. And now down to this floor over here. The second floor, the first floor? I don't know. But are we gonna put up the same wallpaper? Maybe. What about some banana leaves? I don't know why. Just to change it up, really. Je knew. But okay, what are we gonna do down here? What are we gonna have? What are we gonna sell? Maybe we can put up some more of these display cases. We can have 2 over there, 2 over here. That could be a good start. And in one of the display cases, we could continue on with our flowering dream that we did upstairs. Our flowering dream. What? Our flowering empire. It's flowering away. It's floundering. There is a word there somewhere. It's floundering. I don't know. And honestly, I don't know why, but some of the flowers, they keep ending up in the floor. I don't know what's happening. Something's happening. But have we got our display case? Looking lovely, ladies. But then we also have this display case over here. And in there, maybe we can put up the season flowers, wherever they might be. Where are they? Hello. Oh, there they are. Some pink begonias. Oh, they look kind of lackluster, don't they? That is not what's on the picture, by the way. Okay, maybe the other ones are good. They all look the same. Okay, maybe they will look better if you make them yourself in live mode. Maybe I can do that, but I think I'm gonna do that at the end of the build, because if I use all my time on that, I'm gonna use all my time on that. And what are we gonna have in the middle of the room? I'm thinking some more display stuff for our selling empire. Our selling empire. I mean, that kind of speaks for itself when you have a business empire. You sell stuff. Good, good, good. And then on those pedestals, we can have some even more flowers. I tell ya, even more flowers. And you know what would have been kind of cool? Is if we color coordinate them. So each pedestal has their own color theme. That might be a bad idea, but I think I'm gonna do it. So we can start off with some yellow and some pink, orange, blue, and also maybe some black and white and some red and purple. If we can find some purple flowers. And you know, kind of cute, kind of cute. We got some repeating flowers, but that's okay. It looks kind of cool, doesn't it? I like that. I do. This is gonna be a great old flower shop. And then what more can we do for this room? We need some more decoration, that's for sure. So what if we put up some shelves? And on those shelves, we will put up even more flowers. Just all along we go. And we can also do that on the other wall as well. Just put up a lot of flowers on that good old shelf. This lady is selling everything she can. She's made a lot of flowers with help from Mother Earth. And you know what? I think that was a good and dandy flower shop. They're selling all the flowers. It is very, very cute. It's very homey. We got this floor and this floor. What is the first floor? What is the second floor? No one really knows. Just like my parents' house. No one really knows where the first floor is or the second floor. It's all a big debate and everybody loses. But then for the shop sign out here, what are we gonna do about them shop sign? We got this one. Do we have any other signs? Not that I can see. I don't think so. I mean, it is kind of sad to just have this when we have this whole real estate over here. So what can we do? What if we put up this big one and then we can just do something like so? And not the best option, but I think that is sadly our only option. And we could also throw in some of this just to help it out a little bit. Yeah. And by the way, what if you put up this in the window? That is like the rating of the store that you put in the windows. You know, just kind of like that one. But she got one for plants because the people, they were kind of worried about her. Or she could have gotten a reward. Maybe that's what it is. Hopefully that's what it is. But right, that is a flower shop all done for each other. And now we're gonna move somewhere else. And where are we gonna move? You know what? Let's move to this storefront right here. And what is that gonna be? That is going to be a clothing shop. Yeah, a clothing shop. I don't think I've ever done that before either. Do we have any clothing items? I think maybe high school years, don't they? Ooh, yeah. We got some of this. And then we also have the clothing racks. But do we have a counter? I feel like we do have a counter. There we go. One shop thrift counter. That we can use. Right. How are we gonna lay this all out? Maybe the shop counter can be over here in the middle. And then I think for the clothing racks, you can just place them up like so. That's pretty normal to see in the clothing shop. And then we can also have some racks in here. Those are the sales racks. Buy them now or they will be gone forever. And then in the middle we can place on this one. That takes up a lot of space, doesn't it? Okay, what if I size them down a little bit? Like 0.9. Okay, that was better. We can do that. And then last but not least, we need our machine. And that can be right over there. That fits in. That's good. And then for the wallpaper and flooring. What do we want? I want this place to be very, very feminine. So I'm thinking pink. And I want it to be kind of classy, but still very girly pop. What about that one? That's kind of cool. And by the way, the clients at my design firm, it's not my firm, but the design firm that I work at, they love to see me come in. When I show up with the words girly pop and vibe, they know that I'm speaking their language. And maybe we can also put up some shoes underneath there. And then we can also put up some boxes. Boxes and some clothes, like this one, some folded shirts that we can have on the rack. And also maybe a random box of some towels that they're also selling. Because everybody loves some towels, they really do. And oh my gosh, I just got a flashback to when I was buying towels for my apartment and I got the horror shock of how much towels cost. I shit you not. One standard towel for your body cost 300 kronor, which is about $30 US. And I was just like, are you insane? Because I need to buy more than one towel. And I also need hand towels and So in the end, I went bankrupt on buying towels. So, never again. Those towels are going to be passed on through many generations, I'll tell you. But anyways, we also need something behind the counter. A centerpiece to make it all pop. What do we got? We got this one. I mean, that's a bit of overkill. We could do that. Kind of fits for our girly pop store. Also put down a little rug, because I felt like it. Oh, you know what we also need? We need a mirror. So you can maybe plop down a mirror over here. We have space for that. With maybe another towel. No, not a towel, a rug. I have towels on my mind. And then we can also plonk down some mirrors over here. Maybe 2 over there. People need to see themselves. Okay. And if you get real tired, you can sit right there. Oop. Oh, and maybe we can also put up this arrow. This is where you sign in, people. Yes. And that, me peeps. That was the lovely, lovely clothing store, and I do love it. It's very girly pop, and it's a clothing store. What a mood and a vibe that was. Cute. And then for the sign in the front, I don't know what we're gonna do. Got that one. I do really need to try to find one that signals a clothing shop. Do we have anything in here? No. Got a chair, a couch, but no clothes. Got a lady. We got that one, but not the vibe. Okay, you know what? Until I find something better, this is gonna be the sign. Boom, bam, boom. Clothing store, done. What are we going to do now? Where are we going to move into? Maybe we can start with this one over here, because that is a big old blob, but not too big of a blob. It's just perfect. And what are we going to have in there? I mean, we could do a bakery or something, but I think I want the bakery on the first floor, because we need a bigger space. So what could this be? Interesting. Maybe we can do something for the kids. But what are we going to do for them kids? Maybe we can do something with the Void Creators, because hold on. Void Creators has these cards that is kind of reminiscent of Pokemon cards. Okay, yeah. We could have a Pokemon card shop / other stuff, like a comic book shop that doesn't sell comic books. Yeah, we're gonna do that. So first of all, I'm just gonna put up the shop sign, so we can start with this one. And I think what would be kind of cool is if we put the Void Creator characters around it. Just sort of like so. That's kind of a cool sign. I like that. I like it very much. Goodness me. What are we gonna do about this store? The flooring. You know what? I'm gonna give them this flooring. That's a very normal middle class store flooring, if that even is a thing. Alright, the layout. Where is stuff gonna be? Who knows? But let's start out with the counter. That can maybe be over there. And then we can also plop in some display cases. Is that too tight of a squeeze? I don't think so. But in the middle of the room, we could also have some display pedestals. Ooh. Do you want this one or that one? Okay, you know what? We're gonna go with this one, because that doesn't have a gap. And that makes my life very much easier. I do tell ya. So that's gonna be like so. And then we can have a machine maybe over there. Sure. But right, on these pedestals, what are we gonna have on them? We could have the Void Creator cards, but I think that they're gonna be in the display cases because of the thieves. So I think we can have something else on there. And actually, I do believe that the Meduso is also a Void Creator. So I think, yeah, that's Meduso. That's good. And you want to know why that's good? Because we got these little guys, the Medusos, that you get in the holiday crackers. So we can plop that on their pedestals, and we're gonna sell the Medusos away. Boom, boom, like so. And then for in the display cases, that is where we are going to have our Void Creator cards. And I'm going to size them up a little bit because they are kind of small and we need to see them. Alright? Wait out. And I mean, they are kind of messy. But we are going to be selling these cards. So they need to be in their slot. And that's how it is. So you know what? Jobs are good. And then for the counter. Ooh, what are we going to have with that counter? You know what? We're going to have a cash register. And I know that we already have this machine over here. But it would be weird to have a shop without a cash register, you know? And the shop will still be functional, I do believe. We can plonk that on there. That's kind of cute. With also some other little knickety knacks. Ooh, and then also behind the counter, we can have some shelves where we can display something. Maybe you know what? We can display the semi capsules. Put them on our shelves. We can do that. Now I'm gonna have each one a semi capsule with all our favorite characters. Some of our favorite characters. I'm not gonna name names, but yeah, we can do that. Just sort of like so. And then for in the middle, we need something to have in the middle. And what can we plonk down in the middle? Do we have some Void Creator? We have a slide. We have this poster. Not enough. Not enough for me. Maybe, you know what? What if we plonk down the big old Meduso and just put it right in the middle? That could be kind of cute. And then around Meduso, we can have some other Pokemon. Not Pokemon. the other void critters. Just sort of like so. I mean, that is very, very cute. I like that. That's a cute display. I enjoy that very much. But then on the other side of the wall, we can't put up any more posters. Because there's not that many void critter posters to choose from, I do tell ya. Oh, we could display the cards. You know what? We can do that. We can display the cards on these teeny tiny little shelves, and we can organize them by type. So we got the grass and the fire and the water and the void and the air all up in an order like that. That is a good moment, but I'm not done yet, because as I was putting up the cards, I also thought that what if we put up the decals behind the card to show up the Pokemon. They're not Pokemon, the void critters. You show them up real nice and good. Looking better, looking better. But you know what? We can make this even more funky, yeah? And we can do that with the wall paint. So each type is gonna get its own color. We got the green, we got the blue, we got the red, and then we have some purple. And what are we gonna do about the wind? This one? Maybe. Yeah, we can go like that. But you know what? It looks kind of weird that the color just stops. So what if we put in the column? No, I think that's gonna be too much. Do we have something else that we can put in just to frame in the color? Oh, we have this one. I mean, that's still very, very wide. But what if we... Ooh, okay, you know what? What if we plunk down the tall one and then just do some maneuvering? And then it will become sort of like that. Kind of cool, kind of cool. They're all shining their own color. I like that. I like that. That was a good choice by me. But now, by the way, you might be wondering what this room is going to be. Or maybe not. Maybe you do not care at all. That's fine by me. But this room is going to be the fighting room. And not just any type of fighting. No, no, no. This is going to be the Void Critter Battle Station fight. Bam, 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 bam. And let's see. Yeah. We can't be over here because of the door. I have never. I gotta test that out because I do believe that that's gonna work. Hold on, I'm gonna playtest this. If I just steal this card right here, can I play on these machines? No, I cannot. I need a child. Oh, I have a child. Alan. Hold on. Maybe we can age up Alan. And I need to go home. Alan cannot get... Alan! You need to grow up. Where's my baby? There it is. Alan, I need to age you up. Change outfit. No! Alan! Age up. There we go. I'm gonna age up my baby. Boom! Okay, I am gonna give the card over to Alan. And Alan, can you play or train? Yes, you can. Can you train one on here? Yes, you can. Good. And what? Poorly decorated? Excuse me. But okay, I need to see if I can have stuff in the corners. Sort of like so. Can you still use the item? Alan? Alan? No, he can't. Okay. We can have him like so, but we can't have any items in the back here. So that's something to think about. We gotta make this room a lot cooler. And what can we do then? We can put up some decals. Oh, and then we can put up some lights with also these ones as well. Just like it so. I mean, that is one party room. But we can make it even greater if I put up critters on a cloud. Oh, that is massive. I can size it down. Boom, boom, boom. In this room. It's maybe also this poster underneath there. Yeah, that's good. A good and lovely fighting room. And then we can also put up this poster that I found. And also this rug. And maybe, oh, this poof. That is void critters. Yes. Maybe we can put that up with also this cool Lala bear. They're selling him as well. With also maybe Bubbalus. That is a void critter. Bubbalus. That is the store mascot. Put a picture right there. And a whoomp womp whoomp. That was the void critter store all done up. And I do like the store. It got all of them lights, all of them colors, all of the cards. And also the fighting room. Good. Oh my gosh. That's a good room. That's a good store. And we are done with that store. And which shop are we going to move on to now? You know what? I think that we're going to move on to this shop right here. And this shop... this bee's knees, that is going to be the boba shop. You haven't done that? That's cute. Let me see. Let's find the boba stuff. There it is. Bubble tea counter. You can plop that in there. And where is the other stuff? Oh, by the way, for the sign out front, we can put up this sign. Yes. With also some marketing posters. And a good wall. Kinda cute. I like it. And then back inside for our boba counter. What color do we want? We got the pink and mintish green, blue and yellow, purple. Ooh, purple and minty, pinky, yellow. Good color. Okay, we're gonna go with that. And then I do also need to find the boba. There it is. The boba necessities. Do we have that in the same color? Oh, thank goodness. Sometimes they don't. And then I just need to find a matching wallpaper. Do we have a purple one? That's always the scariest thing. with choosing purple, that you never really know what you're gonna get. I think this one has a purple. Yes. Okay, that matches. That's good. We're gonna go with that. With some posters and whatnot. And then actually, since I'm already here, what if you put up the light canopy over the counter? That's kind of cute. I do like that. Yeah, we're gonna have that. Okay, then for okay, and then for all the other stuff, what do we need for the boba shop? We need some tables and some chairs. So maybe we can put up this one, the bubbly bar table, with some chairs, just sort of like so, in some different colors. And what would also be kind of neat and nice is if we have a little moment over here. I don't know what that moment is called, but we need to use a shelf for this. It's not going to be functional, but it's going to be lovely to look at. I promise you. So if we just put up these shelves, size them up a little bit, like that, we got a funky moment. A funky bar moment. A funky boba bar moment. With the egg rag. Ooh, and maybe, what about we have some shelves over here in some different colors with some random knickknacks. Just like so. I mean, yeah, that's a choice. And I do like that choice. And then for the curtains, what can we do about the curtains? Ooh, you know what I'm thinking? Snow Escapes. They have a funky curtain. Oh, like that one. That is so cute. And it's called Nora. That is almost Nora. It must be a sign of something. But okay, what if we go like so? And then at the end of the curtain, hold on. At the end of the curtain, we can put up a bow. Because that's cute, isn't it? I think it was indeed very, very cute. I like that. Good old windows. But alright, Rob, that was a good old boba shop. It's cute. It's here. It is purple. With all of the other colors as well. Hey ho! There she blows. And what store are we going to move on to now? We got that one, and that one. And I don't know what that is going to be, but it's going to be something. You know what? Let's move in here to this big old one. And that one, that's going to be the bakery. And I think that's going to be perfect for the bakery. Because if we put up the counters and stuff over here, we could have a door into the bakery kitchen. And that's a smart move by me yet again. And let's see, for the counter, you know what? We can use this one. The coffee bar. Good. And we can have it like so. Squeezed in there. And it's going to be functional. It's going to be functional when we put in the door there and the door to the outside. It's going to be functional. And where are we going to have the rest of the stuff? We need some tables and some chairs. That's for sure. So what if we plunk down these ones over here? With some chairs. Like so. And then maybe, can we squeeze in some higher tables over here for that bar moment? I mean, yes, we can. That works out. And I'm actually going to use the life and death chairs because that is a lot nicer, isn't it? Yeah, kinda is. Kinda was. Ooh, and then maybe over here, we could have a little cozy chair moment with these chairs, the rocking chairs. You're gonna be rocking away with your bakery goods. And I think that's a plan. But okay, back to our counter over here. We of course need something in the back because right now it's an empty hole. So I think, hold on, what if you use the cozy bistro? And then maybe we can plunk down these ones. I mean, the color doesn't really match that well, but it matches a little bit well. And then we just need a table in the middle. And what could work for that? Because a normal counter, that's gonna be too wide. Yeah. So what if we try with an accent table? Like maybe this one? If we just turn that around? That is kind of good, isn't it? Kind of matches. It kind of matches. Kinda. And then we could also put in the shelf movement. Doesn't really fit, but I'm gonna make it squeeze. And you know what else I'm also gonna do? I'm gonna put in some knickknacks all around here. Some coffee stuff, some bakery stuff, some tin cans. You know. And that was very, very cute, wasn't it? I forgot again to remove these ones, but that is cute. I like that. Got a coffee machine and everything. Oh, and by the way, we can put up this one that I found. If I just squeeze it in like so. No, if I squeeze it in like so. The banners of love. Cute. You cute. But I done for the bakery goods. Ooh, I need to find some bakery goods. And I know there is some bakery stuff in there, but my goodness me, you can't put up a sandwich. I want some cakes. Oh, there's a cake, but it looks very lackluster, doesn't it? Okay, you know what? This is a maybe, but I think maybe I'm gonna go into live mode afterwards, and I'm gonna make some decorative cakes with my sim self, because this was very, very sad. But for the rest of the shop, the bakery shop, we can make it a little bit cozier, make a little moment, with also some shelves over here. And are we gonna have something on those shelves? We may never know, but probably, because if we didn't have anything on those shelves, that would be so sad, wouldn't it? It would. I would have questions. What am I talking about? Oh my gosh. Sometimes I get annoyed at myself. Because what am I talking about? Nothing. I'm talking about absolutely nothing. But anyways. Then over to here for our bakery kitchen. I need to first of all put in the door so I don't forget. That could be somewhere over here. And we also do need a staircase. so you don't fall down to the ground. So la boom, boom, boom. Jobs are good. And I thought my game was gonna crash. Whoa, that was a close one. Right, but okay. For this bakery kitchen, we need the bakery machine. And for the bakery machine, I mean, we need the cupcake machine. My goodness me, that is a monster. A monster of a machine. And I can also put down some newspapers, just in case the machine has an accident, you know. There you go. But then let's see, yeah. For this kitchen, this is gonna be like a low-key... a low-key bakery kitchen that is going to be functional. Oh, there's a lot. I think we can squeeze in. Ooh, okay. The kitchen needs to stop right here for the cupcake machine. But we can have some counters over here. And then we can have a stove in the middle. You need that for baking? Sometimes. With also a waffle machine. Gonna make them waffles. And maybe we can have a candy machine if you want to make the candy. And I would also put in the stand mixer, but we don't have space for that. You need one counter free. Today we're gonna have one counter free. I can at least give you that, you know. Just a sort of like that. With a minimum of clutter. This is gonna be a functional kitchen. And hopefully that is functional. I'm unsure about that, but I'm gonna play test that afterwards. Don't you worry. Nora's on a mission today. And then we can also have another menu board over here. Just in case if this person forgets what they are making for the bakery. Anna, our good old bakery kitchen for us today. And what is that? A miscellaneous floating item. Okay, well, you're gonna be there for now. I don't know. Boom shabalam. The bakery is here. The bakery is ready. And the bakery is done. And it's so cute. I love it. Oh, by the way, the store sign. Do we have a good bakery store sign? I think maybe we do. Please say we do. We don't? We do. Okay, well, not that cute, but kind of cute. We're gonna leave it like that for now. I'm gonna put up an awning and hopefully everything will work out. Everything works out with an awning. But right. Bakery. Oh, and also for the bakery, we could put up a table out here, but I'm gonna wait with that. Maybe I'm gonna put up a window, but I have to see. So many plans, so little time. What do we have left? We have this one, and that one, and that one. Great. So you know what? Let's move over to this shop right over here. And it's a long and skinny shop. And what could this shop be? It is blue. A fish shop? Fish store? Fish shop. We're gonna do a fish market. Yeah, I like that. Love me fish markets. Never been to one, but I love them. Oh, that was a lot of fish. I'm sorry if you have a fish phobia. Nico's Fish Market. Oh, that is a cute store. Limnos. Okay, but what I'm thinking for the fish shop is that we're gonna have a long counter with the fish. And that's basically it, you know. And for this fish shop, I'm gonna go with the white and blue theme. So we're gonna have some white brick walls and some good old blue flooring. Ooh, oh, that's lovely. That's really lovely. Okay, well, I gotta stop making those noises. But all right, for this fish shop, we need some counters for the register. And then I'm gonna make this store kind of sad, by the way. Like a real fish shop that you would see sometimes. Says the person who's never been in the fish shop before. But I've seen them on TV. All right. But if we put up the displays like so, got a counter over here. And that means that, we can't get behind the counter. But you know what we could do? We could put in another door over here with another staircase. Like that. Yeah, we could indeed do that. And then over on the other side, by the way, I know what I'm gonna put in, first of all. We need this chair right here in that exact swatch. We need it. That was very important for me. Then we also need the ticket kiosk that can be right over there. And maybe some shelves. Maybe some of this with extra fish. That is kind of clunky though. What if you try with these shelves? We could also do that. Do I want the fridge or do I want the shelves? Do I want the clunkiness or the not that clunkiness? Questions of life. Many questions of life. All right. Well, let's put in the fish. And what fish do we want today? Maybe we want some blue. Placeholder name. Raw Dad Blue. Okay, we're gonna have Raw Dad Blue. And Raw Dad Red. Oh, aren't they a cute couple? Love them. I became a fan today. All right, and then we can also have some tuna. What else do we want? Maybe not the anglefish. That's not a fish you see in the fish shop. Not where I live, at least. There's no meat on the bones. We can have a wolffish. An anglerfish. Yeah, sure. I mean, I like that I said no to the anglefish, but an anglerfish, that's what we're gonna have. Geo. Okay. By the way, it looks so sad when I just do the normal snapping because I want this to be actually functional. But I think I have to test this out. I think that if we just size the fish down and put other fish on top, is that gonna be functional or not? I have to see. But also for the store, we can have a sign over here. Ooh, with maybe also some fishy protein treat. We can put that on the shelf. Just sort of like so. And then on the counter, we can have the machine, the little plant, and we can pretend that this is a fishing box for the bait. Oh, and maybe some of this too. Oh, the front door. Is that gonna work? No. Okay, gotta be over here. Well, that's annoying. But I know what else we could have. These fish houses. Catch a fish. And it can be like so. It looks kind of weird, but I have to do that because of that gosh darn door. I want it to be functional. And also a gel mat so you don't get tired. Your little weary feet. Oh, and maybe this one for the customers. That's cute. That fits. I like this good old shop. And I don't know what I'm gonna have on these shelves. We could have some fish bait. Maybe a jar of something that we can pretend is fish bait. I don't know why the store would sell fish bait when you're already selling the fish. That's not a good marketing plan. Maybe something else. Okay. By the way, I have a problem. I have a problem with my tool mod. Because when I put up these items on the shelves, I use my tool mod. And something is happening. Like it's not working properly. Okay, you know what? I have to check that. And I will come back to this later. I promise I will be back. But then last but not least, we need a sign for a fish shop. And you know what? We can put up this one. A fish of the day. Squeeze it up there. That fits in perfectly. We could also put up this one. But no. That is too scraggly. They deserve a little bit of hope. With this crab in the window. Beautiful, majestic. And that was our wonderful, wonderful fish shop that I'm gonna fix up later. That is a horrible moment. I need to see what I'm gonna do about that. I'm gonna test it out later. Because it's so annoying to go in and out of the playtesting, I tell ya. Especially when my sim leaves plays everywhere and I can't delete them. Okay, well, fish shop done. What are we gonna move on to now? We have this one and that one. What are we going to move on to? You know what? We're going to move on to this one. Because I just thought of what we can do with that one. And this is very, very niche. And it's not going to make sense to anybody else except for me. And also the other people who's been to this store. But it's pretty niche. And what I'm going to make is a DVD store. But not just any DVD store. I'm gonna make a DVD store that I saw when I was a kid and my family was on vacation in Turkey. And we were on one of those typical tourist streets. And this shop was so narrow but long, and they only sold bootleg DVDs. That was the only thing in the shop. And like every single wall was filled up with the DVDs. And to make it even worse, every single wall was made out of mirrors. Because I think that they thought that that would make the store bigger, but it just made the experience so much worse. Because now you got mirror, mirror, mirror of all the DVDs when already the store is filled up with DVDs. But yeah, we're gonna make that. And I'm gonna stop with the flooring because they had shiny, bright flooring that reflected with all the mirrors. And they also had some completely white walls and they're good old mirrors on every single wall. And I know this is so niche, but I have to do it, okay? And here comes the shelves. The shelves were glass. I remember that so well. They had some glass shelves on every single wall, just like so. And it was just a truly harrowing experience. You know, this is exactly the store. Yes, this is it. That is the store. And now we gotta find some DVDs. I mean, we don't have DVDs for some sad reason. So I think we gotta use books. And we could use these ones because they are pretty skinny, but they are different heights, so that doesn't make sense. What about this one? That kind of looks like DVDs. If we just close our eyes and size them down a little bit, that could be DVDs, you know? That's a box set. Yeah, we can use that one. We have some different colors. That's good. Or is that good? We do have this one, but that is on the side. So that doesn't make sense. That doesn't look good. No. Okay, we can use that one. Sure. And now I have the great old job. Of putting up all them DVDs on all of them shelves. Oh, yikes me. Okay. And I gotta do it manually as well for one of the shelves at least. Hold on. I'm gonna put up my DVDs on one of the shelves and then we can just copy them. Hold on. Just like that. And then we're just gonna take this row or this whole section and we just gotta copy it onto every single surface in this house. The storefront. And all will be good. Oh, but if my game crashed. Oh no. Okay, I'm back again. I managed to save this part right here. So that's very, very good. Extremely good. So let's try to copy this again. Hopefully that crash was just a fluke and we can copy all of this with no worries in the world. If I just go like so. And another one over here. Kinda like that. And then also over here as well. My game crashed again! Well, alright. That doesn't work. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my DVD store. Because every time that I copy this, the game crashes. And I am not gonna put up all of these DVDs, these books, manually up one by one. That is not happening. No. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know what? In the meantime, I'm gonna make this into an electronics store. in the meantime, until I've figured out what is happening with my mod. Okay? I'm just gonna put up some electronics on the shelves. And you know what? That is also kind of creepy. That we have this teen tiny electronics store on the line. Kind of creepy. Just sort of like that for now. Our good old creepy electronics shop. And you know what? It's not good. It was not what I was expecting. I was disappointed with the result. But I will come back. I will come back stronger than ever. I will. Mark my words. But that was the DVD shop. The failed DVD shop. I will come back. And now we finally have to move on to this room right here. That I had some problems with. Well, my problem was I didn't know what to do with this room. But I know what I'm going to do with this room. I'm going to make this into another bathroom. Because it would be kind of annoying to have to walk all the way up there to the bathroom, you know, if you're going to be down here. It would be kind of annoying. So instead, you have to walk back here into the scary alleyway. Boom, bam, shamalum. And this bathroom is also going to be a sad and run-down bathroom with some bathroom stalls in some different colors. I'm going to make them scraggly though, like that. And then we also need some sad old sinks over here with some not so sad mirrors and some hand soap and of course some dirt in this grimy bathroom. We can have an ominous stain over here. Oh, what happened? I don't want to know. No one wants to know. And that I have to say is one one sad bathroom. I love it so much. Perfect. And you know what? With that, we are done with all of the stores for now. I'm gonna fix some of them up later on, okay? But first of all, we gotta put some stuff everywhere, really. What are you gonna start with that? Okay, you know what? First off, I'm gonna put up some awnings. And I'm eating cheese right now, so I'm sorry for the noises. I got so much cheese to eat, okay? But you can get this awning. And then for the bakery, I can plop up some of this for you. Just show that is a nice bakery awning. And then we need one for the clothing store and this store. Or that is the boba shop, but you know. And you can get that one. And you can get this one. The Pokemon shop is not gonna get anything. And then for the post office, they are gonna get this one. Because they are really struggling, okay? And then also for this place, I'm gonna put up some scruff and some dirt everywhere. Because it's not gonna be pristine. Oh, no. It is nude. With also some more signs by the shop fronts. And also some lights some places. Because yikes to me, it would be scary without some lights in the nighttime. And then we can also put up some posters and some graffiti. Because we need that on the build. Oh, and maybe an AC. Can we squeeze that in here? They need that for the bakery. There we go. I can be sort of right there with some more graffiti. And then my goodness me in the back here. Whoa, there's a reason why I never show the back of my builds. And this is the reason. What is this place? Alright, what can we put up here? We can for sure put up some more grime. And maybe some advertisements. Yeah, we can have the cola. Ooh. I don't know why I was so excited about that, but we can put up his void critter. Add the billboard. Yeah. Oh, with some pigeons. That's lovely. What a sight to behold this is. And then for the roofs, we need some details on the roofs. Maybe you can get the roof vent. The vent. And then what more can we do? The antenna. The psychic people, they need the satellite dish because they need a better signal to reach the spirits. What more can we have? A water tank. The flower shop, they need a water tank. Okay. They use a lot of water. They need that. Oh, absolutely perfect. And then for this place, we need some signs. And the bakery also needs a table for that outside movement. There you go. There you go. And then we can also plop down some benches. You can get that one. Maybe we can have one over here. And maybe one over there as well. Sure, that's cute. Oh, and then last but not least, some trash bins. We can have one over there. Maybe one over here. And one over there. That fits. That's alright. And that is absolutely perfect. With some more lights on the floor. We don't want it to be dark. No. Okay, dokie, dude. Now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do about this edge here. Because it looks kinda awkward. Not gonna lie. So what can we do about that? Maybe I can put up some sort of planting. Like some of this, maybe. Do we have a better one? Oh, we have this one. I feel like that could maybe work. If we go like so. Ooh, and then we size them down a little bit. Okay. What if we elevate them a little bit down too? So about there. So we get a little bit of a framing for this awkward edge. I think that is a good idea. But what am I going to do in the middle right here? I don't know. Put down this one. I mean, yeah, sure, why not? Squeezed it right in there, didn't it? Okay, what are we going to have? Ooh, we need something but edge here. And you know what? I'm going to put up some vending machines. And then we can have some on the other side too. Cute. With perhaps a bicycle that somebody left behind. Ooh, with also a kitty bike over here. They were a family and they lost their bikes on that very day. Okay. And then in the back of the build, we need a dumpster. And you know what? For the bakery over here, you know what I forgot? I forgot a shower. No, I did not. I forgot a sink. And instead of plopping it in here, that can be in the back there. They had to go into the back alley to get to the sink because that's how they roll. All right. But this is a beautiful, magnificent place. Look at that back alley. I love making back alleys. There is something magical about a back alley. There is. And you know what? You know what? I think that this build is done. It is done. That happened so abruptly, but it is done. My street. Here it is. And I know you might think that it's kind of weird that this build of a place is just right in the middle of the lot. But that's okay because this build is a 20 by 20 build and I'm gonna put it on a 20 by 20 lot later on. Good. Right. What is hip hop happening now? What is hip hop happening now is that we're gonna do some playtesting and then we're gonna do the house tour. So let's go do that. Glow and Flow Festival. No, I'm not flowing today. And alright. First up on our playtesting journey, we're gonna do some fixes. And we're gonna fix the flower arranging stuff first. So I'm gonna give Miss Nora the flower arranging skill at level 10. Cause she gotta be a master for this. Alright. So make arrangements. You can make some tulips. How about that? Oh, and you can't walk up here. Why not? What's the matter? You can walk here. Oh, what's wrong? What is wrong? I don't know what's wrong. Because I have turned off move objects and it can be placed over there. That's okay. What's wrong? She can't walk it at all. What is the matter? Is it because of this staircase? If I just remove that, can you walk up here now? No. Unbelievable. What if I go like so? Now you can walk up there. Why? What was the problem? I have never. Okay, I gotta fix that, I guess. But now at least you can make the flowers. Yes, she can. And are they looking any better than the ones that we had before? We shall see. Yes, they look a lot better. Okay, well, I'm gonna be placing them in this case right here. That I'm gonna do. And you need to pee. Well, how wonderful. You can maybe pee in here to see if that is functional. Oh, yes, it is. Good. Wonderful, amazing. And now you're hungry. Well, get over it. Because now you're gonna be baking some wedding cakes. And I need a higher skill. Okay, well, I am gonna give you max baking skill. You're a foodie. I mean, sure. There you go. And down into the bakery kitchen we go. And how do you make a wedding cake? With a waffle machine? No. Okay, we can't make a wedding cake. We gotta order it. I don't want to do that, so I'm gonna make a winter cake. You make it up good for our bee's knees. Agatha, no. Oh, it's looking lovely. You're gonna put it on the floor. Great. Okay, well, one cake down. Many more to go. We can also make some cupcakes. How about that? Strawberry fizzy cupcakes. Sounds lovely. And I'm gonna place the cake in here. Once I get my amenities. Stop putting things on the floor. Stop it. Right, let's test out all the stuff. Can you walk in here? Yes, she can. And she can also walk into the bathroom. Yes. To go to the toilet? Of course she can. Amazing. And you can also walk into the fish shop. Yes. And you can buy the fish and stuff like that when the store opens. That's great. Then can you also walk into the boba shop? Yes. And your child is dying. Aln. Oh, and you can also tend the boba tea counter. I did not know that. Well, now you know. Oh, and by the way, I forgot the machine. The lovely machine that goes in here. Well, where am I going to place that? Questions. Maybe I can place it over here. Yeah, okay. We can do that. Or we can place it outside. I think that also works. Probably. Great. And you can walk into here, into the failed DVD shop. Yes. You can also walk into there. Yep. And what about the psychic shop? Yes, you can. She can get her psychic on and sit on them chairs. Beautiful. And the post office. You can't walk into the post office. But that was the most important place. And why is that? Is it because of the sign? No. Well, that will forever be a mystery. Righty-row. Can't win them all. Okay, well, I'm going to continue on making my flowers and making my cakes and also fix up the fish shop and maybe, I gotta fix up the DVD shop as well. And can she do it? Who knows? All right, a little while later and I could not fix up the DVD shop. Every time that I tried to fix it, the game crashed. So that's not gonna happen. Just gonna be like that. But I did fix up the fish shop over here and over there. Looking good. And I also fixed up the bakery goodness. Looka. And I fixed up the staircase. The gosh darn staircase. But everything is fixed. Everything works. If you have problems with this a lot, it's not my problem anymore. Never is and never gonna be. All right. And you know what? Now it's time for the house tour. So hope you're ready for that one. And this is the house tour. Welcome. look at that beautiful build. Whoa. Here we have the outside with the many shopping centers. No, stores. The shopping stores and the non-shopping stores. All up in the glory. And also the back alley. It's a sight to behold, isn't it? Love the back alley. I do love back alleys. Okay, I do. There's something magical about them. But anyways, shop number 1. And it is the fish shop. Right over here. And here is the fish shop. With the many fish. And the blue flooring. And the white walls. And that's kind of a cozy moment. It's really run down and broken. But it is a cozy moment, you know? And then next to the fish shop, we have the lovely bakery. With the cozy inside. And the green and brown theme. With the cupcakes on the wall. Oh, cozy. And this wonderful section of bakery goods. And then if you step on into this door, we have the cupcake kitchen. No, the bakery kitchen. You make more than cupcakes in here, I would hope so. I put up all the amenities for you. There you go. But on to our next shop, we have the clothing store. And what did I call this clothing store? I called it for, kind of classy, kind of girly pop. That was the vibe. Yeah, and this is the vibe for sure, I have to say. And then next to the clothing store, we have the saddle bathroom. And whoa, we do not want to speak about that. No. But if we go up the staircase onto the second floor, we are met with the booba shop. Not the booba shop, the boba shop. And in the boba shop, we have the boba shop. Surprise, surprise. With the twinkling lights and the ribbon curtains and all of the colors of the world. Wow. Then if we go further, we have the DVD shop, the failed DVD shop. And I don't want to talk about it. I'm so sad. But you know, it is here and it's ready. And then if we go further on, next door into the Pokemon shop, that is not the Pokemon shop. It is the Void Creator shop. And whoa, this is our store, isn't it? Oh my goodness me. Look at all them cards on the wall. Cards over here, cards over there. We got the Meduso, Geo Joe, and also the semi capsules. I love this store. And the fighting room as well. That was the Pokemon Center. No, it was not. But we're moving on to the 3rd floor. And on the 3rd floor, I turned into Santa Claus. But on the 3rd floor, we have the Psychic Center. The Psychic Room, the Psychic business. Where they will predict your future and steal your money. And that's what they do in there. And next door, oh my gosh, next door we have this beautiful post office that is hanging on by its last and final thread. But they're trying their best, okay? They're trying their best. And what more do we have? Oh, in here we have a Chibali, the very sad bathroom. Squeezed in saddle bathroom. But hey, we still love that bathroom, okay? We do. And then last but not least, we have the flower shop. And you know what? I forgot to change up the frieze. But I think that's okay because this flower shop person, they don't know what they're doing. They wanted something different. And that's what they did. But if you step on into the flower shop, we're met with this beautiful display of flowers and this other beautiful display of flowers. And then moving down to the other floor, we have the other flower section with some more displays of flowers. And also the display of flowers on the floor, organized by color. And that was a good moment, wasn't it? With some more flowers over here, more flowers over there. There are just flowers everywhere, okay? There is. And that was all of the shops. And here's also a little overview if you would ever need that. We got the 1st floor, the 2nd floor, and the 3rd floor. And my goodness me, that was the house tour. And now it's time for the outro. And this is the outro. Welcome. If you for some reason want to download this house, you can. It is up on my gallery, and my gallery ID is JustNoraGaming. Hey! And if you also want to see more of me, you also can. I have a 2nd channel where I do stuff, and I also have my Twitch channel where I also do stuff, but live, one day. And don't forget to subscribe as well, because it really does help me out, so thank you. But only if you want to. Only if you want to. And I will see you guys next time. Goodbye!